ignore my hair. Okay? Sounds like a plan. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you saw by the title, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorites for the month of January. January felt like it lasted about 6 weeks. It was a rough month, to say the very least. I started off the new year ill. The furnace went out in my house, so it was freezing cold when it was 5 degrees outside. I had no heat. That was fun. The siding fell off my house. I had to replace a door because the ice destroyed it. Like, I'll continue the list, but there's really no point. So January sucked, and I'm really glad that it's over. But there were a few high moments, and these products can help get me through it. So I figured I wanted to share them with you. I've got 10 things that I just felt like deserved a little bit of mention. So I'm going to go through them fairly quickly because I cannot stand super long favorites videos. It's just like I'm just telling you what I liked, okay? You know, you don't need to know 35 minutes of dialogue as to why I like it. I'm just going to tell you that I do, okay? Okay, so I'm going to start with these two things because they're both in front of me and they kind of both coordinate together. So these are favorites 1 and 2. The very first favorite is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. This is the coconut edition. It was limited edition and I think it's like now a permanent staple because I can still find it in Sephora's, whereas the first time around I could not find it. Like after the first like few weeks of it being launched. Sorry, I have to clean it up because it's destroyed. I've got to fix it. So this is what mine, this is what the product itself looks like. I have to be very careful because clearly you can see a giant crack in mine. Not entirely sure how that happened. But regardless, I really like that bronzer. It is the one that I'm wearing currently. It just gives you such a natural looking bronziness, like a very natural tan, and that's definitely something that I go for with my bronzers because as I've mentioned in my previous foundation routine and other videos where I show you how I do my face makeup, I love being tan. Love it. And that gives me the exact color that I'm looking for, so I love that product. And the brush that I apply it with is this one right here. I've just showed it to you guys. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH02 brush. I know they already have a brush like made exactly like this in the Morphe collection. I just don't own that one. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's the exact brush. This one just so happens to be from the Jaclyn Hill collection. So I love this brush for bronzing. I don't know what it is about it. It is so magical and amazing. Which it has JH up here. I never realized that until now. Cute. I'd like to have my name in a brush. Applies everything just so evenly and so airbrushed and just you can never have on too much bronzer. You just can't. And if somebody tells you you do, they're wrong. Okay, so sticking with the tan theme because I may as well, right? So the next product that I want to mention is my favorite self tanner. I have used this brand forever. I've kind of tried some of their other products within their line and I always come back to this one because in my mind it is the best. So this is the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express Deluxe Bronzing Mousse in the shade Dark. And this is the 6.4 ounce bottle or the 200 ml bottle. So this is the big one. There is a smaller one, I think it's like about that size, that they make of this exact product, but I swear to you, you can call me crazy if you want, don't care, but I swear to you, they're different. And this one is better. Swear on it. Bet me. Go buy the two, test them out, and I swear to God, this one will be better. It's darker, it lasts longer, it looks better on the skin. Why? I don't know, but I'm just telling you, this is the way to go. It's better. It's just better, okay? Winning. Sounded like Charlie Sheen.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Okay, anyway. Okay, so if you guys have hung around my channel for a hot minuto, you've been noticing that my last couple eyeshadow tutorials have been cut creases. That is because I'm trying to get better at my cut crease game because it was very poor. But granted, I have hooded eyes and it's not that easy, okay? So give your girl a breather. But while she's learning and perfecting her craft, I discovered this brush. So this is the Morphe M124. It is very dirty, so please do not judge it. But this is what it looks like. In my mind, it is perfection for cutting the crease. It's good. It glides in there ever so effortlessly and it applies concealer exactly where I want it and it gives it the perfect domed shape. I love this brush. It has really, really helped me perfect my cut crease game. Okay, so the next They're two things, but they're essentially the exact same thing. Like, obviously. Not obviously, you haven't seen it yet. Foundations. So this has been my favorite foundation this month. I have really been struggling to find a foundation that looks good on my skin this month. As I mentioned previously, I spent the majority of this month sick again with a really nasty sinus infection, and my skin just looked like garbage that whole time. So I really was desperate to find something that looked nice, that stayed on the skin, but it had decently good coverage, and I discovered this bad boy. So I discovered this foundation after I tried out the stick form of it, and I will say I like this better. I'm not a huge fan of drugstore stick foundations, but that was definitely a good one. However, this is still definitely my favorite. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I love it. I have mine in two shades. This is like my pale shade and this is my tan shade. So I gotta have both, you know? And they're drugstore, so it's like a decent price. So of course you can have two. So I got this next product whenever I had enough goodies to take back to MAC. If you've never heard of the Back to MAC program, it's essentially you use up 6 MAC products and take the containers back to the MAC store and they give you a free lipstick. Now it can't be any of their fancy lipsticks, it's literally like their original lipsticks. However, it's free. That's like $18.50 I think that you get for free, so hello. And I'd been wanting like the OG MAC lipstick shades. So I use that program to get this right here. So this is MAC Myth. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is MAC Myth, like I just mentioned. This is like an OG MAC shade. Like everybody knows about MAC Myth. And this is it swatched. That's what it looks like. It's just a very beautiful, very light nudie pink. I love it so much. You guys know that I've been vibing with the very light pale nude lips this year. It's just, I don't know, I like concealer lips this year. It's just some vibe. It's what I'm going for. I love it, and the fact that it was free makes it even better. Oh, and you might be wondering why I have a clear cap. I get these clear caps off of Amazon so I can see my MAC lipsticks because I don't like storing them upside down because they store like sideways and they make all kinds of noise whenever you walk by them. If you're a giant pig like me and you stomp around. So I get these off of Amazon and it's just awesome because you can actually store your MAC lipsticks upright and you can see the color inside. Mind blowing. I've seen so many people on YouTube using this product and I was like, man, that's brilliant. I need that. So I went ahead and became an uber beauty guru and got a fan. This is the hand fan. This is the one I think Jaclyn Hill uses. I think this is the same one Nikki Tutorial uses. I'm sure other people use this fan, but I love this fan. It is like, I always wanted something like this because it's like I would spray my face with, you know, whatever sprays and then it'd be sitting here going like this. And the amount of times that I have bashed myself in the face and even like cut myself, I'm ashamed to admit, is quite high. So then I resorted to palettes. Hid my face doing that too. So I thought, okay, well maybe like a fan. And then I just thought, no, you're gonna hit yourself with that too. And then I got on handy dandy Amazon and found this guy. And you know, of course seeing other influencers use it only convinced me that it was worth it. And it has 3 settings. Listen here. Oh, you just want a little cool? Okay. Okay, you want to go a little faster? Oh. Even faster? Like, look, I'm a model. Had to get me one of these. I'm going to Florida here very soon, so you best bet I'm bringing this with me because it's, you know, hot there. And look at this. Look at this. Ready? Mind blown. So, hand fan, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Okay, so I don't necessarily have the real product, like the full-size product, or like the actual product. But I have this. So if you've hung out with me on my channel for a while, you guys know that I used to do a series called Broke Bitch Reviews. I kind of quit doing those because YouTube became like super like PC and you can't say things like bitch without getting flagged. And I mean, I don't get monetized as it is, like hello. But it would pretty much destroy any chances of future monetization if I continued using foul language multiple times in a video and in a title. So, kind of had to stop doing that. I need to try to reword it and like kind of rebrand that series where I can kind of do the same thing, but use different language. But it's just not as like, it's just not like hits home. You know, it's like, oh, I'm a broke bitch and I can still have nice things. Okay. But Anyway, so that's of course where I stem the majority of the high-end products that I get and try, is that type of mindset where I go to Sephora, I get a bunch of samples, and then I just keep getting samples. And that's what I've been doing with this. So this is the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum. However you say that Frenchness, that is what this is. Can you see that there? Yeah, you see how the small bottle is $105? I just go to my local Sephora's, I tell them, may I have a sample of this perfume please? And that is how I've been wearing this perfume. So I'm halfway through this little bottle, and you can best bet I will be going back to get more. I love this perfume. It smells so good. My sister actually turned me on to it. It smells so beautiful. It's like fresh and floral, but like also just like, it's like a bitch is like to be taken seriously. That's what I get whenever I smell that perfume. Okay, so the last favorite for this month is something that really shouldn't be a shock because I've been using it in a ton of my videos as of late, and it is this guy right here. My Morphe X James Charles palette. If you haven't seen it, I suppose I will be nice and show you, even though I do think you're kind of a dummy and I've been living underneath of a rock. But obviously this is what it looks like. Mine's a smidgen beat up, but honestly it doesn't even look that bad. Like, I really don't destroy palettes too badly. Like, I mean, you can tell that they've been used, but like for the most part mine like stay in pretty good shape. So I've been really loving that palette, mainly for the colorful shades, because as you can see by the last couple tutorials of mine, I've really been vibing with the bright and colorful side of makeup. And yes, if you were curious, I do have a tutorial coming out for this look right here. It will be probably the next video. Maybe the next video. It's coming soon. That's what I'll say. It's coming soon. I think that pretty much covers it. I didn't really want to talk your ear off about all these products. I just want to tell you that I liked them. Thanks so much for tuning into this one, guys. I really appreciate it. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. That's not what that means. That's giving it a like. Like this video if you did enjoy it, but subscribe to my channel with that big red button located just down below the screen. If you scroll down a little bit, it's down there. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so you get notified every single time that I upload. Comment down below, what were some of your favorites this year? Were they any of mine this year? Well, I guess technically this year because we're only 1 month into it, even though it feels like we're 6 months into it. Thank you so much for tuning in this one. Again, guys, I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.